Coming to the ring first, Brian Mendez out of All-Star Muay Thai. His coach, Billy Bello. All-Star Muay Thai, putting a lot of great fighters out in the scene in the last few months. Billy Bello, an accomplished fighter himself. Brian Mendez has a 2-1 record. We've seen him on the Warriors Cup, and he displayed a tremendous amount of speed and movement in that fight. He's a first-degree black belt in Shotokan karate, and he's got truly a warrior spirit, taking many of his fights on short notice. He made the full jump to Muay Thai 3 years ago, usually fighting at 130. Now he's starting to experiment, coming down to 125, and that often happens with fighters. 3-4 fights in, you find that weight, you zero in on what the right one is. And he'll be facing off against Maximus Fernandez out of Underdog MMA. You see a veteran there of K-Series, Adel Lalick, his coach. His other coach, Russell Leaks. And it's always, these are two examples of gyms where a fighter is running, an experienced fighter is running the gym, and they have so much knowledge to give to, a new fighter coming in. As the saying goes, if you want to be a general, you still got to be a soldier. And that ring experience can be taught and translated down. I mean, you've got the same thing in your gym, LG, with Chris Kwiatkowski there, and so many guys that have come out of there. But we will go straight to Mike Falvo to keep the action going.
The upcoming contest on the card for K-Series Kickboxing, scheduled for 3 2-minute rounds at 125 pounds. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. He stepped through the ropes with a fight record of 2 wins and 1 loss. Representing All-Star Mixed Martial Arts, Brian Mendez. And his opponent across the ring, fighting out of the red corner. He stepped through the ropes with a fight record of 4 wins and 1 loss. Representing Underdog Mixed Martial Arts, Maximus Fernandez. Man in charge of the action at the sound of the bell is Brandon Medina.
Very excited to watch this bout. So much talent between these two gentlemen, and I'm just shocked at how big both of them are for the 125-pound division.
Absolutely. Both of these guys just have packed on as much muscle as possible in this division. Scheduled for 3 2-minute rounds. Liam Tarrant and LG Pinnell joining you here at K-Series 4. Brian Mendez out of the blue corner. Maximus Fernandez out of the red. 125-pound division. Oh.
We're already seeing the speed of the 125-pound division. Fast twitch muscle fibers being used. Lots of feints. Stepping forward, stepping back.
And folks, if you remember your science class, force is mass times acceleration. So even though they don't have as much mass with that higher speed, they've got so much power.
Huge punches from Brian Mendez and a beautiful head kick as a response from the red corner.
Mendez, very, very twitchy all over the place.
That's so hard to read if you're fighting someone that's twitchy like that. You don't know where they're going to be or what they're going to do. You're not sure which movements are worth blocking and which ones aren't. It can just kind of overload you neurologically. But we're seeing Maximus do a really good job of knowing when to go and when to wait.
Wow, when these exchanges do pop off, it's like these shots come in so fast.
They're so fast.
Nice hands there again by Mendez.
We've seen several flush shots to the chin there, especially when they both throw uppercuts.
Mendez, the southpaw, having a lot of success with that left hand thus far. But wow, with the speed and power from Fernandez in response. Fernandez 4-1 in his record. Mendez 2-1. Nice body kick from Mendez. Ooh, nice 1-2 from Mendez lands.
Yeah,
Flush.
I love those straight shots like that go right through the guard.
An exchange of body kicks.
You got to be careful with those body kicks with no shin guards on. They can hurt really badly, and they knock the air out of you so quickly. Hard to keep your power when you're getting the air knocked out of you throughout the night. Punches right to the chin every time.
Wow, that was an exciting round. I feel you can see a bit of a boxing pedigree in both of these fighters. At various times I've seen both men take almost a Philly shell stance with the shoulder popped over.
Yeah, lots of shoulder rolling, Lots of leaning back, which you don't see often in kickboxing versus something like boxing. So, yeah, I would completely agree with you there.
Billy Bello in the corner there, going old school in the suit.
You know what? I like that.
I like it very much. It's like the old school trainers like Ray Arcel and those guys. They'd be suited up in the corner looking like absolute gentlemen, here to dole out violence in a tremendous display.
I fought in Lumpini Stadium for the first time in February, and my coach wore a collared shirt to corner me in that fight, and it made me feel like $1 million, even though I wasn't in the collared shirt.
Nice.
So it's nice.
Stylish.
Makes you feel like you're doing something top dollar.
And here we go, second of 3 scheduled, 2-minute rounds. Brandon Medina gets it started. Mendez out of the blue corner, Fernandez out of the red. Do not blink, folks. These guys are going real fast.
I love the bobbing and weaving that we're seeing from the blue corner, but man, Maximus just throws those punches just with so much force. He pushes off of his calves really, really well, and he doesn't over-exaggerate his movements. He stays kind of right over his feet where he should be to be able to load up on those punches with the most power and the least risk. And
speaking of staying over his feet, LG, when he throws those kicks, he recovers so quickly. He stays on balance. He never seems to get thrown out of position.
Exactly. And that's what's going to allow him to counter very, very quickly and shoot shots off when he sees the opening. In a fight that moves this speed, you have to be ready on a dime.
Ooh, nice headshots there from Fernandez.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sorry, from Mendez.
A catch and release to go into some punches there for Max. Ooh, big head kick. Lands on his hands on the floor, and he's right back up.
45 seconds left in the second. We are officially more than halfway through this bout, if it does go the distance.
Wow, you could hear the force of that kick, even though it was blocked there. So much power.
This is going to be a really tough fight to judge.
Neither gentleman are bleeding or have been really hurt, but we do see when some of the punches land to the head, their heads just knock back just a tiny bit. But they both do a good job of keeping their balance, which is huge.
A nice duck in. But again, there is no clinching here in the kickboxing rule set, but that was a very slick move there. Able to duck underneath the punch and get inside.
You know, at the very beginning of the fight, I thought, man, Brian seems a little bit tight. His muscles are clenched all the time, but I think he's just that ripped. I don't think he's clenching his muscles.
No, yeah, I think that's all him. Yeah.
He's very lean and ready for this fight. That shows so much discipline. But yeah, they both look relaxed coming into this third round, and I'm sure that their corners are telling them that they've got to win this round to get it, because no matter which way the judges are seeing it, it's a close fight.
Absolutely, it could be for either fighter at this point. So it could all be coming down to this third and final round here. Our 7th bout of the evening.
Every round is scored separately, so the fight is not scored as a whole. However, it does feel good to end a fight on top. So, and then sometimes it does leave a little bit of a lasting impression on the judges if you end on top. So, we'll see how these gentlemen handle this third round. Lots of aggression from both guys.
Seems like both corners might have told him, this is it, you got to put it on here.
Yeah, we saw a knee go down on Brian there, but he popped right back up. I couldn't tell if it was a slip. Good right hand out of him, 2 of them, and he's going for a third. He gets responded with a hook to the head.
Nice body shot there, and a winging shot misses for Mendez.
Good low kick. I like him seeing switch up those targets. He's been going to the head quite a bit this round. Going to the legs or the body is a good switch up.
Fernandez stepping in with the jabs.
Yeah, I love Fernandez's style. They're both very focused and tuned into this fight. Their eyes aren't wandering. They aren't breathing heavy.
Nice low kicks and punches getting exchanged. Man, both of these guys just will not back down. Less than a minute left here in the fight.
I love the straight punches from Brian. I think that's his best asset during this fight. And from Fernandez, just his footwork and his balance and ability to throw counters at any moment because he's always in a position to strike.
As we said, it could come down to this third and final round with 30 seconds left here. We're going to see who presses hard to the end.
Max threw an interesting combo just a second ago. He didn't land it, but he threw a hook followed by a head kick, and the hook wasn't, I don't believe, intended to go to the head. He actually grabbed the hand of his opponent and pulled it down to prepare for that head kick. It didn't land, but it was a good idea. Brian's had some luck with his punches in these last 30 seconds. Max responds with a kick to the body and a little trip there from the teep.
And that will be the fight. We go to the judges' scorecards on this, and this was a tight one. That was a tough fight for
Really
both
good
these guys.
skill, right?
Yeah, top level. Both guys throwing very, very hard hands and absorbing quite a number of shots. I mean, I've got a slight feeling Mendez may have the edge. I feel like a lot of the momentum is going in his direction for more time during the fight. But again, this is there's 3 judges watching this, and they're all from different angles. So it's going to be by no means just a blowout in score. But we'll see. Both guys putting on tremendous performances.
So much power behind the punches and kicks from both gentlemen. Yeah, like you said, we only have one perspective. It's probably very difficult to score this fight.
We will go to Mike Falvo for the official decision. We could have a split decision, possibly.
And as always, ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for 2 great fighters and 1 awesome fight. And now, after 3 hard-fought rounds of kickboxing action, we go to the official scorecard. The judges have scored the fight 30-27, 29-28, and 29-28. For your winner, by way of unanimous decision, out of the blue corner, Brian Mendez.
Brian Mendez taking the fight. 1 judge giving him all 3 rounds, 2 judges giving him 2 rounds. Like we said, it's tough to predict what a judge is going to look for and judge on. A tremendous performance again by both individuals. Nothing to be ashamed of in there by either guy.